composing a violin piece for a story written by a computer.
Okay, so today I will attempt to write a short violin music for a story written by an online story generator. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with what a generator does, basically you feed some words into the system. It could be verbs, nouns, adjectives, and the website connects all these words to you and give you a story. Sometimes it could end up with a really bizarre story. So today we're going to try that, and I'm going to try to write a violin music for that story. Okay, here we are right now on Google, our favorite site that has helped me produce the first video. And now this time, instead of searching for the hardest violin piece, I will be asking about a short story generator. So we'll pick the first one. And for the name of the protagonist, okay, so not to offend anyone out there, let's put my name on it as a male protagonist. Secondary character, we will put Anne. Okay, female. Those of you who do not know, Anne is coming from Anne-Sophie Mutter, who is a very celebrated female violinist that you guys can go and check out. And I hope that this story will not offend her in any way. What does the second character want from the protagonist? Let's say... Okay, so how about if we change it up a little bit? All right, we'll make Anne the protagonist, and I will be the secondary character because I know what I want from the protagonist. All right, I want her violin. All right. Something the protagonist would like to say to the second character. I'm your father. I love you. Practice slowly, of course. All right, this is almost like a slogan of this channel. We want everyone to be practicing slowly. We're out there preaching, practice slowly. So Anne, of course, will be saying to me, to practice slowly. The name of the place where it happened, of course, none other than the Carnegie Hall. Now, for those of you who do not know, Carnegie Hall is in New York, America, and is considered to be this whole epitome of classical music, maybe for other music as well, a performance stage. If you can perform a recital there, then you have made it. So we're using Carnegie Hall here as a place where this happens. Let's say something that's vulnerable, singular, definitely a violin. Bow. A violin bow, okay? And now you might compare the main character, a saint, giant, angel. This is let's say she's the goddess, okay? And now you might compare the other character to. She's a peasant. Oh, a type of music. This is definitely classical. Oh, I have problem spelling. Classical. Now, all right, we have finished all the things. Objects, yes, we have that. Now, I am very curious about what roles the three animals play in this story. So, the final stage. Now, let's react. Okay, now we're gonna read it and let's see how it goes. Now, Anne looked at the shiny violin in her hands and felt happy. Wow, that is quite a good start, a very intriguing start. She walked over to the window and reflected on her nerve-wracking surroundings. Oh, she had always loved solemn Carnegie Hall with its grubby, gleaming grand stage. And it was a place that encouraged her tendency to feel happy. Intriguing, so far so good. We're writing a very reasonable, logical story that we can follow. But let's see how how it unfolds. Then she saw something in the distance, or rather someone. It was the figure of Max. Max was a sophisticated peasant with pretty fingers and strong hair. And gulped. So that's like... She glanced at her own reflection. She was a serious, meticulous wine drinker with tall fingers and lean hair. Well, it's all about fingers and hair. Apparently, that's how the story focuses on, and when it comes to describing the characters. Her friends saw her as a grubby, gleaming goddess. Again, I have to apologize in advance. I have no idea this story is going to turn out this way, but the gleaming goddess, I think, is a positive thing. Grubby, not so much. Once she had even rescued a curved violin bow from a burning building. Wow. So that, I think, is an achievement to describe someone, a curved violin bow. Now, we know this is probably a Baroque violin bow that we're talking about. That's why, for those who do not know, this is a curved violin bow from a burning building. Now, if that doesn't make her a hero, I don't know what does. Okay, let's carry on. But not even a serious person who had once rescued a curved violin bow from a burning building was prepared for what Max had in store today. Okay, as Anne stepped outside and Max came closer, she could see the poor glint in his eye. Now, this, for the first time in this story, is probably just true, right? There's a poor glint in my eye, or it's just pretty much dead eyes. Max gazed with the affection of 6,587 funny, gorgeous giraffes. He said in harsh tones, "I love you and I want violin." We'll move on. "Max, practice slowly," she replied. They looked at each other with stable feelings, like two crow clean. Okay, so I've just spent 5 minutes to trim down the stories, to remove some parts, as I said, that do not make too much sense. Now I'm going to give myself an hour time. I'm going to be playing and I'm going to be writing down the music as well. Okay, so the beginning, we want to add a bit of trio to make sure that it is, bright. Okay, so I've spent an hour writing the music and it's more or less completed. And I have spent maybe 5 to 10 minutes trying to go through it once to practice it. And now I'm ready to present my violin soundtrack to the story, The Shiny Violin. All right, please enjoy. Okay, so there you go. That's my composition for the story, The Shiny Violin, written by the story generator. There are two things I want to share very quickly, which is one, I thought I could have written a lot more, but no. I think 15-20 minutes in, there was a time for 10 minutes that I just didn't have any inspiration, couldn't write anything down, everything doesn't seem to make sense. And so, no, yes, this is only I think 1 minute, 1.5 minute composition. And then the second thing is a lot harder than I thought, because as you can probably hear, now there are just different parts that don't seem to connect together instead of sounding like one whole composition. So I think that's also another thing that I find it very difficult to be able to express something while keeping it to one theme. But anyway, this is a very fun experience to me, and I hope that you have enjoyed the video. I will see you back next week. See you!